Coach, how do you guys feel about where you stand heading into the game, this final game?
I feel good about where we're at. We've had a good camp. I thought we've improved on all three phases, which obviously we've continually need to. Really excited about this upcoming game. I know UTEP does a great job. Dana, has those guys playing at a high level. They had a lot of momentum towards the end of the year going to a bowl game, a lot of returning starters. So, the atmosphere is going to be great this Saturday. I know they're about sold out, I do believe. And so, being an awesome experience. Looking forward to the competition.
Starting the season with a conference game, does that kind of add a little bit of pressure?
No, game one is game one, right? There's, going into any first game, it's all about getting out there, getting the jitters out of the way, and it's all about execution. Year in and year out, you look at, some of these early games, it's all about the execution and making sure you're disciplined and doing your job. But I think both teams have a lot of experience, which will help. But just at the end of the day, we're going to go out there and game one's game one. Looking forward to, playing a really good opponent in UTEP on the road.
Is it a big opportunity to really set yourself up well to win a conference game to start the season?
It's game one. At the end of the day, you want to go out and be 1-0 at the end of the day, and that's really what we're focused on. Trying to take each week one day at a time, 1 week at a time, and really just focus in on our opponent that week. Obviously up first is UTEP, and that's what we're excited about.
What about UTEP? What is it about that team that stands out to you?
I think they have a lot of experience, not only as players but as coaches. On all, their coordinators are experienced guy. Obviously, Dana's been around a long time, does a great job with their program. And again, I think they're solid on all three phases. They're going to force you to execute, make plays. They're not going to beat themselves, but they're a very smart football team, and they pride themselves on being a physical football team. I think they're really solid up front on both sides of the ball. They offensively they like to run right at you and play action, hit shots, and then obviously defensively they're very experienced up front and very talented. And so, again, I think it's gonna come up. We're gonna have to make sure that we take care of the line of scrimmage. I think whoever imposes their will there will have the most success in that game. But again, a very good club, and looking forward to getting after it.
Anything else?
How would you encapsulate what KD Davis, what makes him the player he is?
His work ethic, the way he comes each and every day. He's played a lot of ball, obviously, his experience, but the work he puts in, not only out on the field and the weight rooms with the strength and conditioning staff, but he trains like a professional. Takes care of his body, watches a ton of film. But he's one of those guys who is very talented, athletic, strong, can run. He's been great for us.
They've got a lot of the same offensive skill position players they had in the past with Hardison and AWA. What is it that stands out about those guys to you?
They're explosive. I think quarterback does a great job. He can really sling it around. Especially if you let him sit back in the pocket. And he gets comfortable. He's as good as there is in the league. And then obviously they've had some offensive weapons, not only with the running backs, but then you're committing guys to the run, and they got guys on the perimeter that can be explosive and make plays down the field. And you look at last year, they hit us on 3 or 4 explosive plays. Big ones were there in the fourth quarter, for them to go down and score. And then we ended up having to hit explosive. So I think, obviously taking care of the football is going to be key. Winning the explosive play battle, I think, is going to be key. And then you can't allow their offense to get in rhythm, and then that quarterback to be able to sit back and be comfortable, because he'll pick you apart.
Had some tight games with them in the past. Is that kind of the way the series has been through the years, just pretty evenly matched teams?
Yeah, I think, again, they're a very physical football team. They pride themselves on their toughness. They do a great job of coaching. I've always said in this league there's a lot of great coaches, a lot of great players, and any given week anybody can beat anybody. It's a matter of making sure your preparation and focus is right. and you got to go out and execute. You got to go make plays. They're going to force you to beat them. They're not going to give you anything. And you know, that's they've been very competitive games for a reason. I think they're a very good football team.
You feel good about where your guys are at wide receiver heading into the season?
I feel good. Yeah, I feel a lot better than we did in the past. You know, with as many injuries we had in the past. But we're looking forward. You know, we got a lot of guys with experience. Had a good camp, and again, I'm excited about where we're at on all three phases. Now it's about going out and turning it over and letting these guys go out and execute and play.
Some of these newcomers that you brought in the offseason, Jamori and some of those guys, are they going to help you quite a bit?
It's game one this week. We're going to find out pretty quick. Yeah, that's the expectation. I think we have high expectations of everybody, and you know, if they're on this football team, they're here to help us, and there's no doubt in my mind we have some players that will.
Looking at it from a wider scope, haven't had a winning season since 2018, but at the same time, the win streak that you guys had to finish off last season to earn a bowl bid, how do you kind of counterbalance the maybe pressure that there is to produce, but also the excitement to kind of continue what you guys did in the back end?
I think just building off that, understanding what it took in order for us to get on that run and win football games, and you know, some of it staying healthy, taking care of your bodies, making sure you're getting the proper things that you need, and then two is the preparation, the confidence going into a game, and execution. And you know, I think each and every year is a little different, but you know, I feel like we found kind of a identity this past year. You know, when our backs were against the wall, and now we got to stay in that mindset, and that's what we've been talking about. Stay in the mindset as what we've had, and make sure that we go out and we're a physical football team, and we understand who we are, and that's what it comes down to. But every year is different. You know, there's going to be adversity within this year as well. There always is, whether it's throughout the season, throughout a game, throughout a quarter. You're always going to face adversity, and I think hopefully we're better equipped to overcome that adversity a little quicker than we did in the past. But I think that comes with maturity, and I think we have a mature football team, and I think that's why our culture is where it is, because of the experience, the maturity. And again, I'm fired up about this group. They've been solid. I think again, it's probably culturally one of the best I've had since, you know, early on when we did have a bunch of experience. And so again, good group. I'm looking forward to going out there and competing with them.
Do you feel any pressure in that regard, and if so, how do you?
Nah, if I worried about that, you know, it wouldn't be very good. At the end of the day, you go out and coach ball. This is something God's given us, allowed us to go out there and be able to do something that we love each and every day. I love being around these men, these coaches. We got an unbelievable staff, our players. We have a lot of fun together, and so at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to going out and compete, and that's why you do it. And so the pressure is the pressure. I promise you, there's no one outside of here that's going to put more pressure on themselves and or a team, then we want to win every single game. And so each week there's a lot of pressure. Again, the way that these guys, you know, prepare, they're all through the preparation, and that's college football. I mean, these men do a lot throughout a week in order to prepare for a football game, and then to put alongside of it all the academics you have to face, and you know, the training room and all that stuff. I mean, they put a lot into this. So trust me, each and every week you're going to see two teams that are pressure's going to build up. Now it's who can go out there and make plays and you know, execute under that pressure.
Is that your identity that you found at the end of last season? Do you think that carries over to this year, even though you have a different set of guys?
Every year is different, but yes, you know, again, building on that mentality, finishing off the year the way that we did, and what it took in order to do it the way we did. And so obviously we've had a lot of conversations this offseason about kind of where we're at, what our identity is, and looking forward to hopefully building on that momentum this upcoming fall.
Is there something you can pinpoint that you feel like you guys learned during that stretch that allowed that to kind of snowball in a positive direction?
Well, I think a big thing is just overcoming that adversity together, blocking out the outside noise, I think is a huge part of it, and really focusing in on the things that you can control. What you can control is, you know, your excitement, your level of excitement, your level of execution, your accountability, the preparation that you put in. That's something every man has to look in the mirror and say, these are the things I can control. and you have to be able to hold yourself accountable to those things. And so, again, we've grown a lot. Again, I've said it before. I think some of that's maturity, some of that's experience. There's a lot of factors that kind of go into it. And this year's a new year, and so I'm looking forward to this upcoming season and watching these guys go out and get after it.
Ken, how do you play and perform in the first game, set the tone for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's huge. I mean, that's what you're preparing for all spring, summer, fall camp. There's a lot that goes into it. And, we're ready to go play a football game. At the end of the day, it's still a matter of getting out there and knocking off the cobwebs a little bit from, not having played a game in a while. But the team that can settle in the quickest and just go execute their routine plays is usually the team that's going to have the most success. There's going to be mistakes, as there is each and every game, especially early on in seasons. You see there's mistakes all over the place. But, you're going to have to be able to overcome that adversity and just try to play as clean as possible.
How much has Austin improved since last year? You talked a little bit about the jump he's made since that last season. Has he continued to improve over the course of the summer?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a great, again, summer, fall camp. He's looked as good as he has since he's been here. And I think there are a lot of guys have. Just having the experience and watching a ton of tape. You look at his numbers through spring and fall camp, they're far beyond what they have been in the past. And that's what you're looking for, steady improvement and continuing to grow and evolve and get better.
I mean, you brought in 3 quarterbacks throughout the course of the offseason. Was there any really a real competition for Austin at the starting job?
There's always competition, every position on this team. And again, people get frustrated with me because I don't name starters here or there. I don't really care. Our guys know they're going to go out and compete each and every week. And I don't care if you're a freshman, senior, walk on full scholarship. Your opportunity, if you're the best guy that can help this football team win, if you give us the best chance, you're going to be the guy.
Game week is here, so you guys feel like you're ready to go?
Yes, sir. We got no choice at this point. I feel like we had a great fall camp, a great 2 weeks to prepare, so we're ready.
Kind of have a new look at the wide receiver, in the wide receiver room, rather. Just how confident are you in that group?
Man, I'm very excited for this group to take the field, and I feel like we've been working hard and getting on the same page with the quarterback, so it's going to be exciting.
You guys had a rough end last year, just losing guys in terms of depth and things like that. You just feel better about what you have as a group of wide receiver, what you can bring to the field?
Yes, sir. That was part of the main goal this year, staying healthy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we did that, and going into the first game, we're going to be ready to roll at all positions at receiver, inside and outside.
And then on that first game, it's, first game conference game, does that kind of add a little bit of pressure or mentality?
Yeah, the same mentality, not necessarily pressure, but, a sense of urgency that we know it's a conference game and that there's a good opponent. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect your opponent, and we're just ready to go out there and get the rolling.
Is this a big opportunity for you guys to really kind of get off to a good start, to be 1-0, and not only 1-0, but 1-0 in conference like that?
Yes, sir. It's a huge opportunity. So that's why I say, we're ready to get to it, get to rolling, and we're not going to take we're going to take advantage of it.
It's going to be a packed house in El Paso. How much does that kind of factor into performance?
I mean, it plays a role in it, but you still have to go out there and do your job. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have a good environment, so it's going to feel good to go out there and make plays and, hush the crowd.
Confident in Austin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm confident with whichever quarterback we go with. We've been working with all those guys, so whoever's out there first, I'm going to be very confident so we can go out there and still make our plays.
It sounds like Austin's improved dramatically throughout the offseason. Did you see that? You feel that way, that he's a better player than he was at the end of last year?
Yes, sir, no doubt. Like I say, I feel like we've been getting on the same quarterback with, the same page with all the quarterbacks. But with Ani, yeah, I feel like he's a great leader. He's been a great leader. And, we got with him in the summertime outside of, school and been putting the work in. So I feel like our confidence is building, and it's just going to keep rising.
Something that Latrell had been talking about, Coach Latrell, was kind of bring back explosive plays. Do you feel like y'all's big play ability is a little better coming into the season?
Yes, sir. Like I say, being healthy in the receiver room, I feel like our outside receivers and our new inside receivers are going to be able to stretch the field. So that's going to give us a chance to have more explosive plays down the field.
The way that you guys finished last year's regular season with the 5 straight wins to earn a bowl bid, what kind of carryover can there be into this season from a confidence standpoint for this group?
I feel like we have a lot of confidence going into the game, and like you said, the 5-game winning streak, we just have to eliminate the self-wounds, you know what I'm saying, the false starts, the penalties, the holding, all that type of stuff, and be a disciplined football team. Then we'll be able to, you know what I'm saying, handle business and continue that momentum going into the first game.
Did you notice that maybe in the offseason that you guys were kind of riding a high coming off of that?
Yes, sir. Like, I feel like the energy's been great every day at practice. You know what I'm saying? We just ready to get out there, and it's like it's week 0, but it still was like, you know, it's finally here now, and we play week 0, but it still feel like it took a long time.
KD, well, the season is finally upon us here, so how do you feel about where you guys are at?
Man, I feel really great. Just not getting ahead, just coming in, taking it one day at a time. You know, just doing what we're coached to do, taking what we learn in the meeting rooms and taking it out on the field.
How do you feel fall camp went?
It went really good. Like I said, we got better one day at a time, 1 week at a time. We didn't try to rush into anything. Everybody dialed in, and we just went out and just being coachable.
You guys have a conference game to start the season, which is pretty unusual. It's been a few years since that's happened. Does that create a sense of urgency for this game to play well right off the bat to get yourselves
Oh yeah.
start and then one over conference?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a conference game, and it's really week 0, so everybody in the country finna be watching. We go out, and when we win this game, it just send a message out to the rest of the conference, just letting everybody know how we're coming. But our focus is on UTEP.
Feel like a win on Saturday will set the tone for the rest of the season?
For sure, and it'll also help us up here in the facility and not on the practice field as well.
It sounds like they're going to pack it in. Do you anticipate this being a pretty electric environment for a game like this?
Yeah, we've been seeing and hearing about it, but that's out of our control. That has nothing to do with us. You know, we control what we do on the field, and the coaches control what they can control.
You guys obviously rode a high on the back end of last season with the 5 straight wins to earn a bowl bid. Is there a way that you guys have you tried to, in the offseason in this early portion of this year, try to kind of roll that into the season and kind of keep that moving?
Right. Yeah. Just like throughout the spring and throughout the summer, we just kept reminding each other about the discipline and then our character. That showed a lot of character of the team that we had towards the end of the season. We didn't start off well, but we ended pretty well. We went on a 5-game winning streak, so I feel like that built a lot of momentum and just knowing that what we're capable to do once we're disciplined and we go out and do what we're supposed to do.
UTEP really likes to run the ball. Is that something that you guys have kind of studied, how they approach it in the running game, and how you feel like you matched up?
Oh yeah, UTEP, they have a very good O-line, very good running backs. They like to run the ball. I feel like we'll match up with them well.
All right, Austin, so here's game week is upon us, so how do you
Yes.
feel about where you guys are at?
I feel really good about where we're at. I think everybody's excited to finally play somebody else besides us, to knock heads with a different opponent. And so we're going to go up against a good UTEP team that we battled, to the very end with last year. So everybody's super excited about that.
And then, it was a close battle last year. Expecting another one this year?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be a good team. So, what we do is, we just want to go out there and execute our game plan. It's going to be a big crowd. It's going to be loud. We just got to make sure we're focused, attention to details, practicing really well, and, execute each play and let it go from there.
How much do you feel you've progressed since the end of last season?
Yeah, I think I've made some steps in the offense. Obviously, getting a lot of reps helps. Battling for the spot also helps. Having guys to compete against, so you're not having any lazy days. It's battling for a spot each and every day. So getting in the offense, having Coach Blesh and Coach Quinn in the offensive room has really helped me tremendously, and just trying to slow the game down. So we've done a good job of that all spring and summer and into the fall, and can't wait to play on Saturdays.
Just going into the season as the starter, do you feel confidence?
It's big. It's something that I've worked on or wanted to have done ever since I got here. So it's a big honor, obviously, to start week 1, and obviously the first game sets the tone for the rest of the year. So you want to go out there and do a good job and come out with a win.
I was looking back at it. You mentioned this is gonna be your first start since your junior year?
Yeah, junior year of high school, so that was a long time ago.
You didn't start
I don't want to say the year out loud, but.
You didn't start the first game of your senior year, Margo?
No, I did. I did start this first game senior year. Oh, you're right.
Okay.
So that would be the season of it's 2011 season.
So your senior year.
Thought you weren't gonna say the year out loud.
Yeah, well, I did. It's all right. Everybody knows now.
Well, I mean,
It's not a secret anymore.
you waited a long time for this. Has it kind of been worth it, the wait? And
Yeah, I think that was a big reason. I wanted to come back. I wanted to ride that momentum into the last 6 games of last year, and come into this season as the starter, and keep that momentum with the guys and keep that rolling. And so here we are, and we're ready to get rolling.
Well, it's such a key game early, being a conference game.
Yeah.
It's really unusual. Is this even bigger than it normally would be as far as season opener, just because it's a conference game?
Yeah, I think obviously we take each and every game, whether it's a conference game or not, with huge emphasis. Every week our goal is to go 1-0. Whether they're a conference opponent or not. So yeah, there might be big media, emphasis on it. But for us, we're going to play a great football team. We're going to go into a hostile environment with a big crowd and play. You just need to go play UNT football and execute each play.
Then you packed house in El Paso.
Yeah.
How much does that affect performance or anything?
We just got to do I got to do a good job of communicating to the offensive line, making sure they're making their calls, giving them time. It's obviously going to be loud. So that's something we're working on right now in practice. And so we just got to make sure we're communicating, even having even a better attention to detail because of that noise. And like I said, just executing each play to our best.
It's been a little bit up and down for you guys the last several years for this program. Haven't had a winning season since 2018, but then the way the year has finished, obviously last year was great with the 5 straight wins to earn a bowl bid. How do you guys kind of balance the pressure that you feel to produce, but also trying to kind of capitalize on the way that you did finish last year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, we've seen. I've been here long enough to see what a winning program is like, and so have some of the leaders in the locker room. And our goal each and every day is to have a good culture and set a big standard, set the standard the right way, and really riding that momentum into the last of the season into this year is big for us. Going to a bowl game obviously would have been nice if we won it, but just getting to the bowl game was good. Obviously, we want to come out with a win. So that's our goal this year. Is really our goal each and every week is 1-0. Let that take care of itself, and at the end of the year, hopefully we have a winning season.
You guys have a largely reconstituted group of wide receivers this year. You feel good about that group as we head into the season?
Yeah, I feel really good about the group. We've got some weapons out there that have done a really good job over the spring and the summer. Obviously, a little bit more depth, which is great. We can sub in guys in and out, keeping fresh legs on the field, and I think that'll be huge for us.
Where did that throw against UTEP rank among all your throws you made over the years? That was a heck of a shot in a key spot.
Man, I think that's probably up there at the top. I would say, game-winning drive to beat a great opponent. Obviously, a conference opponent too, and so that one was pretty cool. I would say that's definitely up there.